Hey guys, I am here to do a video on pet battling. I have a couple of friends who've joined the game about 6-8 months ago, and I want to put everything, all the information that I have about pet battling into one video. Just make it easier, especially if you need to go back and reference it. So, a couple of things about pet battling in World of Warcraft. It's a fun game, and it's a huge rabbit hole you can get sucked down into very, very easily. Everything from collecting pets to PvPing with your pets to even doing dungeons with your pets. Now, when I talk pets, I mean your companion pets. I don't mean hunter pets or warlock pets. In order to start pet battling, there are a couple of things that you'll need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get into one of my characters. But you do have to have at least one character that is over level 5. Once you have a character over level 5, then you go to either Orgrimmar or Stormwind City to visit the Pet Battle Master Trainer. There's a one-time purchase to learn how to pet battle. It costs about 10 gold, but that can be lower if you have other characters that you've built up reputation with Orgrimmar. So if you're just starting out, chances are you will not have reputation built up with Orgrimmar, and so it will at most cost you 10 gold. And once you pay that fee, then you'll be able to battle pets. So what exactly does that mean? Well, you can battle pets in the wild. You can battle pets at events like Darkman Fair. You can PvP. So you can actually queue for random PvP battle against another person who has a lineup of pets. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do, but I'm going to go over some of the basics regarding pet battling, such as the different classes, the different qualities, the different stats, and then also I'm going to show a couple of add-ons that have made pet battling in World of Warcraft so much easier. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Orgrimmar, and I'm going to show you where, if my character will load in, I'm going to show you where the Pet Battle Master Trainer is. And there's a couple of other things I'm going to show you as well. Now, I do run ELVUI, but and the reason I say that is because my mini-map obviously looks a little different. But regardless, even if you have the stock mini-map, as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ELVUI mini-map and just bring up the stock mini-map so people have something to refer to. Maps, there we go. Mini-map, I'm going to disable that and reload. So the cool thing about pet battling that I love is that, if you don't feel like questing or you don't feel like going in a dungeon, you don't feel like PvPing, this is kind of a great way to waste time in the game. And as I said, it is a rabbit hole you can get sucked down into very, very easily and spend hours and hours and hours. There are websites dedicated solely to pet battle collections and will track your pet battles to tell you how many you have, what classes, a variety of things. And I'll actually show you a couple of those as well. Wowhead has an interface where it can look at all the pets you have, like a what's it called? It's called a Pet Battle Collection Tracker, and they also have a Mount Collection Tracker. Okay, as you can see, the stock mini map is up here in this top right corner. All right, we're going to go to Orgrimmar. And I'm going to show you where the Master Pet Battle Trainer is. As I said, it's a one-time purchase. 10 gold usually isn't that big a deal to have. And most people actually don't get into World of Warcraft to pet battle. For a lot of people, it's something they just stumble across, or, their friends talk about it, and they're like, all right, I'll give it a try. So it's very rare that someone will come into World of Warcraft specifically to pet battle. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but I don't think that's common. Pet battling, when it was first brought into the game, there were a lot of people that blew it off and said, they're bringing Pokemon into the game. It's a game within a game. And it's kind of cool because there are tournaments, actually, where people will battle each other. And it got pretty big. It's still a pretty integral part of the game. Every time a patch or expansion comes out, there's a whole slew of new pets, which leads me into a couple of other points. In order to pet battle, you actually have to have a pet in your stable in order to battle. So let me come up here. So where the pet battle master trainer is, it's up by the flight master. So you want to take the elevator or fly up here. Let everything render. And it's this dude right here. His name is Varzok, and he's surrounded by a couple of small pets in cages. Okay? So when you talk to him, you'll also get a little book, like he's a trainer. So interested in trading your battle stones, interested in catching some rare pets. Okay, so trading battle stones. So there used to be these marked flawless battle stones. I don't think I have any right now. No, I don't. But what you can do is you can trade a marked flawless battle stone to get a flawless aquatic battle stone that will only work on aquatic creatures. I don't know why that's still here, because the marked flawless can work basically on any class. So I'll go into the classes here in a minute. But this is the guy that you talk to in order to learn how to pet battle so that you can start pet battling. So the reason I changed over to the stock mini-map is because if you right-click on the stock mini-map, or no, go to, where is it? Go to tracking. That's it. There is an option here to track pets, and it has a little green paw print, okay? You want to have that enabled. And the reason you do is because it will show on your mini-map when you have wild pets that you can battle. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the interface as well. Your pet battle collection is going to be under collections. So it looks like a little horse's head. So when you click on it, it will bring up your pet journal. Okay. And you'll have a list of pets over here to the side. And then if you already have battle pets that are, primed in your slots and ready to go, it'll show that here. Now, for most new people, they won't have any pets here. So the question is, well, how do I start battling? What you'll do is whatever pet you have here, I'm actually going to go down to a level 1. Okay. All right. So what you'll do is you'll just click on it and drag it over and drop it in the box. Okay. Each pet has 3 slots for, I guess you could call them talents or skills. Each of these talents or skills, you have a choice of 2. Now, they are unlocked by leveling this pet. Right now, I have a level 1 pet. It's a stitched pup. Okay, the only skill he has available is Disease Bite. All right, at level 2, he's going to get this next slot unlocked. At level 4, he'll get his 3rd slot unlocked. And then the choices start unlocking. His second choice for the first slot is unlocked at level 10. The second slot is unlocked at 15, and the 3rd slot is unlocked at 20. Max level for battle pets is 25. How do you level a battle pet? By battling. So they get experience for each battle that you undertake. There are a total of 10 classes of pets. So there are pets that, if you look under the filter for your pet journal, you can filter by families or by sources, or sort by level, name, rarity, and type. So family. So there are 10 families. There are humanoid pets, dragonkin, flying, undead, critter, magic, elemental, beast, aquatic, and mechanical. So why is that important? Because certain pets will be stronger against certain pets. In other words, beast, for example, beast pets are going to be strong against critter pets, okay? So if you're fighting a critter out in the wild and you happen to have a beast pet that's comparable level, then the beast pet is going to have strong hits against the critter pet. All right. Sorry about that. Had a husband come chat. Okay. So, at any rate, knowing what classes are strong against other classes will give you an edge in your pet battle. Okay. And there are websites that are dedicated to that as well. However, the add-ons that I'm going to show you are going to help you out with that a lot. All right, so back to looking at the pet itself. So you'll notice a couple of things with statistics. So a little heart, that's the amount of health your pet has. The little sword is power. The arrow here, it's an arrow, trust me, is speed. And then you'll get like a little dice and then a color, and that's going to denote the pet's rarity. So speaking of rarity, there are 4 different qualities of pets that you can have in your stable. As far as rarity goes, let's see, we're going to sort by rarity. Okay. The user interface actually does a pretty decent job of separating them out. So for rarity, there is one thing called poor. I don't have any of those in my stable right now. It's a gray color to the lettering. Then you have common, which is white. You have green, which is uncommon. So if I put this here, me see if it'll bring it up. No, it didn't. Okay. That's weird. Because I was going to show you. Actually, I will go ahead and fill this all with green. Where's Withers? There he is. Okay. So Withers is a green pet. It's uncommon. And then your blue is rare. Okay. So a couple of other things. There we go. Spot. A couple of other things about pets. Also, too, it'll show you what class it is up here in this corner. And if you mouse over it, what it'll also show you is the passive bonus to that particular class. So, for example, Undead. They return to life immortal for 1 round when killed, but will deal 25% less damage. So basically what happens is they'll die and then resurrect. And they can only be reduced to 1 health point until their turn is finished. Now, the cool thing is, if they do this and they have a speed bonus, you actually will get 2 attacks out of them. Now, they are strong against damage taken. Increase 50% from critter. So critters are strong against undead, but undead are strong against dragonkin. So you look at this and you're like, okay, damage taken 50%. It should be good against critters. No, they take increased 50% damage from critters. So critters are strong against undead. Reduce 33% damage from dragonkin. So undead are actually stronger against undead. It's kind of backwards. But at any rate, the add-on will also show you specifically how that is. Oh yeah, you just click on it, and here's the uncommon marker here. Okay, now Withers is an elemental. He takes increased damage from aquatic, but he takes decreased damage from mechanical. So he's strong against mechanical. He's weak against aquatic. There's a button down here at the bottom, and it says find battle, and it's kind of a battle queue for PvPing with your pet. Now, when you PvP with your pet, you're not battling, your pet is. So it's essentially a pet PvP. There are a couple of other buttons up here. There's a summon random favorite pet that will follow you around, and then revive battle pets. You can revive every 8 minutes, or you can go to a stable master, and the stable master will revive and heal your pets. When your pet dies, they're not dead for good. You just revive them, and they'll come back to battle again. Now, summon random favorite pet. Okay, how do you set a favorite? Well, if you look here, this pet's got a star up in the corner. That denotes that this pet is a favorite of mine. So how do you set a favorite? So when you click on, the pet, you right click. You have a couple of options here. You can summon the pet manually. You can rename your pet. Yes, you can name your pets. You can set them as a favorite, put it in a cage, or cancel it. Now, putting in a cage is also of interest because if you can cage your battle pet, that means you can sell your battle pet. So you'll set favorite, and what it'll do is it'll put a star up here, and you'll be able to summon him by pressing this button here. Okay. So I've got a couple of favorites here that I like. And I have a pretty big stable. I have a total of 943 pets. Now, that includes duplicates. So if I have 3 Withers, then it'll count all 3. One of the add-ons will give you a unique count also, where it will only count, like if you have 3 of one kind, it'll only count it as 1. You also have pet battle achievements, which you can click on, and it will literally take you to the pet battle achievement tab. Under pet battle achievements, you have collect, and you have battle, and then pet battles. And there's all kinds of achievements. And, some of these achievements will actually award you a pet. Speaking of which, how do you collect pets? A variety of different ways. Sources. So you can basically you can capture pets in the wild. You can buy pets from vendors. You can get a pet as a reward in a quest. A pet will drop. For example, I had a couple of pets drop in Torghast. You can also get pets from a profession, meaning engineers can actually make pets. You can win a pet from a promotion. For example, BlizzCon, they usually have a virtual swag bag, and in that swag bag, you'll find at least one battle pet. And the only way you can get it is from purchasing that swag bag. You can get it from the in-game shop. You can also get pets from trading cards. How trading cards work is the trading card will give you a code that you then go to specific individuals in either Booty Bay or Ogamar if you're Horde, and you will redeem that code for a pet. World events and achievements will also give you battle pets, as well as, it says here, discovery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what those pets are, because that's kind of interesting to me. Okay, so there are actually 3 pets from discovery. I have one. It's a fire bat pup, and I'm not quite sure how. Oh, it's a mission. Friends, not food. Okay. Cornelius is actually a little corgi puppy. It's so fluffy is the mission. And then the other one is a thundering serpent hatchling. And I'm not quite, it doesn't, the interesting thing is it doesn't have a whole lot of information here. So it's like, what about getting more information on drops? Yeah, the add-on's going to help with that too. Okay. All right. So speaking of, let me go ahead and turn on those add-ons, and I can show you how to navigate the add-ons and how to help the add-ons help you win pet battles. Okay. So for add-ons, there's just a couple that you're going to need. There's this one called TD Battle Pet Script and TD Battle Pet Script Rematch, and then Rematch. There's another one, let me see if I can find it up here. Where is it? Pet Tracker. It's also a good one to have, and you'll want to check all 3 of those. And then there was one called Ultimate Squirt. I used to have it, but I don't use it because I have I have it here, but I don't use it because I have my own Squirt battles set up. Now, what's Squirt? Squirt is an NPC that comes to your garrison, which is a Warlord's Draenor feature, every 14 days. And the reason Squirt is so important is because you can use her to power level your pets to 25. And I'll explain that in a minute. All right. So the add-ons are Rematch, TD Battle Pet Script, and the other one I have is Pet Tracker. So those 3 add-ons are going to help us become better pet battlers. I'll load that up. Okay, so on the surface, it doesn't look like much has changed, right? Let's go to our collections journal. Oh, whoa. What do we have here? We have a lot of information. So as you can see, my total pets are still 943, but my unique pets are 683, okay? So this right here gives you a little bit more detailed information. All right. You still have your Revive Pet Battle button here, but you have a couple of extra buttons here. You have a Battle Pet Bandage button. Okay, so what is that? It can be a reward from winning a pet battle or doing a daily. And yes, there are pet battle dailies. A bandage will allow you to heal your pets and revive your pets without waiting for an 8-minute timer. You also have a safari hat, which is a toy. And what this does is it grants you 10% increased experience to your pets while leveling. There's a couple of other buttons here. There's lesser pet treat and pet treat. Pet treats are also rewards using certain currency. and that will also increase your pet's experience gained, and these are additive. The last button here is to dismiss your current companion. So you're seeing a lot more information. Basically, from this section over to the right is all brand new. And it looks really overwhelming, and it looks like, holy shit, what is all of that? Before we get to that, I'm going to show you something that what Pet Collector will do is when you click on a pet, it gives you a lot more information, okay? So if you look here, it gives you the health and the power, the speed, the rarity. It also gives you the breed. So this can tell you how stats are determined. That's something that a lot of pet battlers pay attention to. I'll explain that in a minute because I didn't understand that when I first started pet battling. It will also show you collected. So you're allowed to have up to 3 of one kind of pet in your stable. I have 2 of 3 of this kind. All right, when you mouse over it, it gives you a hell of a lot more data. These are the possible breeds down here, okay? And it will tell you what breed you have. Now, why is that important? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If all you're doing is battling pets in the wild, maybe doing a dungeon or whatever, that's not that important. But if you are really hardcore into PvP, it is important because while I said certain families do better against other families, there are actually certain iterations of pets that will perform better against those families. Sometimes they recommend pets that have higher health. Sometimes they recommend pets who have a lot of power or a lot of speed. And so you can really take a deep dive into this if you want to. It also lists all of their abilities here in this easy to read box. But there's one other thing that it does. If you hit the Alt button and hold it down, it will tell you a little bit more information about where this pet comes from. Alpine Chipmunk, Pet Battle, High Mountain, Mount Hygel, Stone Talon Mountains, and Winter Springs. So this tells you where you can actually find this pet. And which expansion, Mists of Pandaria. This pet is not tradable. That's important to note. Because what that means is, without even right-clicking on the pet, you know this pet cannot be put in a cage. And again, it talks about the specifics of that particular family. Critters are immune to stun, root, and sleep effects. Damage taken, again, you got to look at the terminology. Increase from beasts, decrease from elementals. And so they are strong against elementals, but weak against beasts. So you get a hell of a lot more information. And you can also mouse over their little icon, and it will give you that same information if you're holding Alt down. I just now discovered that. I didn't know that myself. Okay. All right. So what the hell is all of this right here? Okay. What is this, and how in the world can it help me? All right. Before we go into that, let me bring up the map. Okay. And the reason I bring this up is because you're going to see these little green paw prints on the map on Kalimdor. That is where a battle master is. So why is that important? Well, they're an easy way to level your pet. So battle masters, and there are actual add-ons that when you mouse over a pet, it will give you all the information about that pet battle master. It will tell you how many pets they have, what level they are, what kind that they are as far as family. I don't have that, and so you just get her name as Zunta. This one here is Dagger the Fierce. This one down here is Grazzle the Great. So anyway, those battle masters are important to note because when you go to the different battle masters and pet battle them, their pets are usually a lot stronger than what's in the wild, number one. And number two, some of them will have dailies. And the reward for the dailies is usually a bag. And in the bag can be anything from another pet to bandages to food. And then there's all kinds of gray shit that you're just going to sell. So that's like Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdom. So let me see if this one does it. Go to, Where was it? I'm trying to think. Let me think. Pandaria. Okay. It doesn't. It just lists the Battle Masters. Okay. Some add-ons will actually have the Pet Battle Master, especially if they're really, really difficult, the paw print will be gold. When you see them in the wild, their paw print over their head will be gold. And that just denotes that they have stronger pets that you need to prepare for. All right. Okay, so let's talk about those add-ons. Before we do that, though, I am going to need to show you something. Okay. Don't mind that. Display 2. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. I hate using display capture, but I'm going to have to show you this. So this website right here, wow-petguide.com, is Zufu's Pet Guides. So this website is exquisitely detailed, but it's a great website. He has information broken down. He has multiple guides. He has it broken down by expansion. So you've got Draenor, Legion, BFA, Shadowlands. You have Pandaria. And then you have this section called Dungeons. There's also another section called Miscellaneous. So as I said, pet battling has gotten huge, and breaking it down by expansion, I think, is the easiest thing to do. If you notice on this particular webpage, there's a couple of pieces of information. They have the next Squirt Day in the US. If you're EU, then it'll show you the next Squirt Day, and you can add it to your calendar. It also talks about next pet bonus week. So what is that? That is a week where you get a 50% increase to pet experience. And last week, I believe it was, Squirt landed on a pet bonus week. So what does that mean? That means when I used Squirt to power level my pets, it took 2 battles with her, and I went from 1 to 25. It was crazy. So there's also this section here called Active Legion Quests. And each expansion has information about world quests that affect pet battling. You also have some quick links here. He has the latest news, such as what came out of Chains of Domination regarding battle pets. There are going to be a couple of charity pets that are going to be available. One is a little sloth. He's really cute and hangs off your armor and has a little flower in his hair. The sloth and then bananas. Now, bananas used to be, and there were a couple of people pretty upset about this, but bananas was a trading card battle pet. So the only way you could get bananas was either A, buy them in the auction house for an exorbitant amount, or 2, buy a crap ton of trading cards and hope one of these is in the pack. Now, there are places that actually sell trading cards that you can buy with real gold and then, or real money, and then turn it into a battle pet that you can cage and then sell in the auction house. But they were upset because a lot of people, the only way they were able to get bananas was get the trading card and spend real money. And now they're going to be giving it away. So the charity, and I'm going to do a quick plug, is for Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, these are folks that are medically trained that go to war zones. They go to underserved areas. They go where there are the people have no access to medical care. Unfortunately, because of coronavirus, we actually had to have Doctors Without Borders come to the United fucking States of America to help the victims of the coronavirus in the various indigenous communities. So indigenous communities, people who are indigenous to the United States, needed help from Doctors Without Borders because our healthcare system in the U.S. is so fuckered. But anyway, I don't know the details of the charity. I don't know if you have to contribute, or normally how these things work is you buy the pet, and a portion of the proceeds, portion of the purchase price goes to the charity. But I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it with these guys. It also talks about Miss Pandaria time walking this week. It talks about Pet Battle bonus week. Again, that was the bonus week that we had where Squirt fell on the same week as the pet bonus week. But anyway, so I mean, you can be on this website for hours, but why is this website so important, and how does it tie into those two add-ons? So I'm going to show you that real quick here. All right, so what we're going to do is let's just go to Shadowlands. So Shadowlands is broken down into World Quest, Family Exorcist, and Abort Adversaries. We're just going to go to World Quest for now, because Shadowlands usually has a pet battle world quest in each of the zones every single day. Now, one thing I discovered, which I have not seen before, maybe I wasn't paying attention, is that each character that you have at level 60 that can do world quests can do these pet battles. So pets themselves, and I'm going to move this off real quick. Pets themselves are account wide. So for example, if I'm on Mal'Ganis with Hanakar, I can access my pets. If I want to go to another realm or have other tunes, those tunes can access the same pet battle list. Now, my husband and I have accounts on our BattleNet. We have a total of 3 accounts on our BattleNet. Can my husband access this list of pets? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. So now the problem with that, though, is if he and I are playing at the same time, one of us has to be logged in offline and one is logged online. You can't have 2 accounts online at the same time. The problem with that is if you happen to be offline, you're not able to access your battle pets. Only the person who is online. But anyway, it's account wide. The cool thing about that is down here I have some training stones. If you notice, this says Blizzard account bound. So what that means, and these are bandages too, is that I can mail things across different realms. Anything that says Blizzard account bound can be mailed to a tune on your account that's on a different realm. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So how does that website and these add-ons tie in together? Okay. So I'm going to bring this back. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at one of these pet battles here, World Quest, basically. So we'll go to Cliffs of Bastion in Bastion. And I'll click on that. And it brings up this page. It's like, what the fuck is all this? What this is it tells you a setup for that particular battle pet for that particular world quest. So if you go to that particular pet battle master, okay, you can have a setup in your journal to fight that guy. Now, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can manually, like for this one, pull in Darkmoon Zeppelin, Tranquil Yeti, and Chromius into your setup over here. And when you go down here, it tells you what skills to hit each turn. Okay? And you can do it manually. And you don't even need the 2 add-ons. Okay, but I'm going to show you those add-ons are going to make your life a whole lot easier. If you notice here, I have a team that says Cliffs of Bastion. Okay, and here's my Darkmoon Zep. I actually put an Iron Starlet here, and then my Chrominius, who's dead. Revive him. Okay. All right. So how did I get this team pre-made and pre-set up? Okay. Well, if you look here, you'll see a button that says Rematch String, and you'll see a button that says TD Script. Those are really important. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to delete this team. Yeah, I want to delete. Okay. So Callisto Bastion is no longer here. What you can do is create a tab. When you first get this set up, it's just going to show you a general teams tab. Okay. So what you'll do is you can I think it's edit tab, maybe. Oh, no, there's a plus here. So you're going to create a new team. Okay, so what you'll do is we're just going to go Shadowlands Dailies. Okay, and you want to pick an icon. And so what I try and do is pick a Shadowlands icon, something that will key me or clue me into the fact that this is a Shadowlands tab. And so Tenebrious Ribs, we use a shit ton of them in Shadowlands, so I'm going to save that. And it's right here. And SL Dailies. So I have 0 teams, okay? All right, so let's bring the website back up. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on this rematch string. And click on that. Copy to clipboard, okay? All right. You're going to come over here to this little tab that you've already created, and you're going to right-click on it. And you've got a couple of options here. And what you're going to go to is Import Teams. It says import a single team or many teams that were exported from Rematch. So you're just going to click on Import Team. And then you're going to hit Control-V. And it is going to populate that particular team that you just copied to your clipboard. Okay, and it's going to show you what tab it's under, and it's going to give you the name of the team that it's supposed to be fighting. So you can hit save, and boom, here's your team. Okay, now the next step is you're going to go to TD Script. Okay, and you're going to copy to clipboard, TD Script, and if you mouse over it, it'll show you what you're copying. Okay. And by now, looking at this, you may deduce it's actually copying this turn script. Okay? So that's what it's copying. So what you want to do is when you go back to your team up here, you're going to right-click on it, and you're going to go to Write Script. You're going to put your cursor in the box, Control-V. And you're going to save that. Save success. And you can just close your script box. So what is that going to do? What that's going to do is when you go to the battle, make sure that you click on it. So these are already populated in here. When you go to the battle, you'll have at the bottom of your pet battle choices, you'll have a button that says auto. And each turn, you'll just click on auto. And the script will walk you through. Basically, it'll pick the ability for you. Okay? So you're going to rematch your string and create your team. Once you create your team, then you're going to copy the script for that particular team. Okay? So it's a 2-step process. Now, if you right-click on this, there's a couple of other options here. Edit win record, change name or target, set to a favorite, set notes, write script. Now, set notes, this is something like if you battle with this group and you're not 100% successful with it, you can kind of create a little note for yourself. You can also move it to one of these other tabs that I created. You can also share it as an export team. Delete it, unload it. So you got a bunch of different options. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to move this one to Shadowlands World. Okay? So there we are. Now, if you notice here, I have 2 for airborne defense. Well, where is it? There's one that I had 2. In the beginning of Shadowlands, they hadn't tested all of the team combinations very well, and so there were a couple of iterations. Now, when you go back to the website, sometimes you'll have like additional let me see if I can find some. They'll have like additional tabs here to the side. I don't know that it's going to show it here. We got a Draenor. Pet Menagerie. You've got a couple of options here. If you see something that says level 1 plus, it says you can use this strategy to carry a low level pet to give it experience. High XP. Seven alternatives. So if based on, what you have, you don't have a Dark Moon Zep, okay? Then you click on that and it will give you some other options. So for example, let's go to this one. Let's say you have a dry micro defender, okay? You can actually use this combination, okay? And you won't have to have that Dark Moon Zep. Let's go here. Here's another one with a Lovebird Hatchling and a Tranquil Mechanical Yeti. And then here, any level 1 pet. Now, the thing to keep in mind is when you do this, sometimes you manually have to drag and drop the level 1 pet that you want to level. It'll pull a level 1 pet over, but it may not be a level 1 pet that you want to level. So like Ardenwell's Tricksters. Let's just say I don't want an Alpine Chipmunk here, but I do want a critter. The add-on does this too. This is really nice. Before the filter was pretty basic. Well, now the filter is really strong. Because if you look at it, you can sort by pet family. Let's just see. I want a critter. This is a power and a health. This is a health and a speed. This is a speed. That's an elfin rabbit. So let's just say I want an elfin rabbit instead of an alpine chipmunk. Well, all I got to do is just drag and drop him there. Now, I can do one of two things. I can save this team with the new pet in there, or I can just do it as a one-time shot just to see how it'll roll. Okay. You will have to manually set your skills, and I don't know that you'll be able to use the auto button because the script was for an alpine chipmunk. Okay. So you may have to manually do it. But if you go back to if you, like on your second screen, if you have your battle open, you can just follow along the turns down here manually. All right. A couple of other things on this website that are interesting is dungeons. Yeah, they do actually have pet battling dungeons. It all started, excuse me, with the Celestial Tournament, which is on Timeless Isle. It's a Pandarian expansion. And the reason it's important to note is because you cannot heal your pets while you're doing the tournament. So it gives you a rotation of pets to use against the different pet tamers so that you will have, fully functioning pets throughout the entire tournament without having to heal. The dungeons are the same way. Wailing Critters is set in Wailing Caverns. Okay. So let's click on that real quick. And what you can do if you register on the website, which I have, is you can see if you have the pets necessary to do this dungeon. So let me check and see. I'm going to click on regular table. And what it's going to do is it's going to look at my battle pet list. And it's going to see if I have enough battle pets or the type of battle pets that are necessary to go against the tamers. So it looks like I do because everything is in gray. On this website, if it's all gray, it's good. Okay. Mass Rematch Exporter. So this will actually allow me to export this entire grouping into a tab, which I have actually. So sometimes I've got to go down. All right, Wailing Caverns normal. There are 11 teams here.
I mass exported all of these. So against a deviant chomper, I need a Terraclaw hatchling. And then there, where you see the little random, I mean, a random high level pet's going to go into those spots. Okay. And I can change the random if I want to. Like if I want a Dark Moon rabbit here, I just drag and drop.
Who you be?
Okay, so I need to get that off my deal here. Go ahead and summon him. Okay. I like the Dark Moon rabbit. His blood on his nose. It's really fucking funny. Okay. Alright, so I've got all different tabs here. I've got Wailing Caverns Normal, Wailing Caverns Heroic, Dead Mines, Normal and Heroic. I have the Menagerie, which is my pet battle arena in my Warlords of Draenor garrison. My Legion teams, my Draenor pet masters. So you have the Menagerie in your garrison, and then you have the pet masters that are out in the different zones. Dark Moon Fair. You have 2 pet battles. You have Christoph von Fiesel and Jeremy Fiesel, which Jeremy Fiesel, by the way, is a developer for Warcraft. All right. My BFA world teams, Eris and Kura. So, Kura is a chick who comes to your garrison as well. You have the Menagerie pet battle, and then you have your Eris pet battle. Okay. Squirt teams. Okay, so who is actually, you know what? That team, I need to delete. So I just need to delete this tab. So I'm going to delete tab, and I'm going to delete the teams. Actually, yeah, I'm going to delete the teams within the tab. Okay. Because up here in general, I have my Squirt battle team already. Okay. Gnawface, Gorfu, and Caratus Maximus, those are battles you have to do in order to unlock your Menagerie in your garrison. So I have them just under a general tab. This tab right here, the Shadowland Dailies, I don't need that tab. I'm going to delete it. Pandera World Tamers. The one thing I don't have is I don't have a Celestial Tournament tab. So let's create one. Celestial. Alright, and so I need to pick something that's Pandaren. Let's see here. These are all the icons in World of Warcraft, so there's a shit ton of them. Let me see. Sometimes this is the hardest part, is figuring out which tab to use, which icon. I'm trying to see if there's a Alright, so I'm actually going to use that. And the reason I'm going to use that is because that's actually an icon that's used for a bag of seed in your little Pandarian garden. Alright, so we're going to save that. Alright, so that's the Celestial team. Alright, so let's come over here. We're going to go up to Pandaria. Actually, no, we'll go to Celestial Tournament. Okay. So the Celestial Tournament rotates every week. So you've got week 1 currently is active. And the battle masters that are there right now are Terran Zoo, Raytheon, and Chen Stormstout. So you have 3 battles each week. And each battle master has their own set of pets. Now, the Celestial Tournament pets are tough. They are really tough. So if I wanted to do all weeks, and you look and see. Okay, so evidently I've got all of the pets that I need. Okay. So we're going to hit Mass Rematch Exporter. Copy to clipboard. Okay. And we're going to go Import Teams. Control V. And we're going to save. Boom. There you go. So here, it has it listed by Tamer. So Chen Stormstout is here. Raytheon is here. Okay, so I'm missing a pet from the Raytheon team. What am I missing? A swamp croaker. So I'm missing a frog. So if I wanted to... pet families. We're going to go aquatic. Let me see here. Yeah, I've got frogs. So what I'm looking at is a frog that has those abilities. Most of them do. All right, let me see. Level 25, mud jumper. Nope. Jungle darter. No. Gulp froglet. Nope. Jumper, I don't think has it. No. Small frog. Nope. Yellow-bellied bullfrog. Nope. Leopard tree frog. Nope. So what's holding me back is he's got croak as his second skill. Water jet, croak, and frog kiss. And Larry has water jet and frog kiss, but he has healing wave. He doesn't have croak. And then I've got battle. Let's see, garden frog. No. Black frog. No. Bile toad. No. Toad. Huge toad. See all the different kinds of frogs? It's ridiculous. Shore crab. No. He's got mudslide. Let's see. So if I don't have this, I could potentially put just another frog in there. And actually what he's got as far as skills is he's got tongue lash, swarm of flies, and bubble. Okay, well, let's go back up. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if there is a critter who has those skills that I could then put in there. Not in that order. Okay. Larry. And while it doesn't look like a big... Well, you know what? I ought to move Larry over. Okay, so... Whoa, it just changed my whole thing. There we go. Okay. Tongue lash. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Seed. Bubble. That's the problem too, is they don't have bubble. However, my Bloodseeker has bubble. It doesn't have Swarm of Flies. So, yeah. So this could be a problem. I could find another aquatic pet to use, but like I'll have Swarm of Flies and I'll have Tongue Lash, but I won't have Bubble. And Bubble is actually really important because it surrounds you, blocking the next 2 attacks. So that's super powerful. That's really weird. I thought I had an aquatic. Oh, I mean, because the Bloodseeker's got Bubble. He just doesn't have the other 2. So if I wanted to move him into this spot here, I just make sure I have Bubble up. Okay, so Tongue Lash is good against undead. And he actually has a skill, Sneak Attack, that's good against undead. His Swarm, let's see, also good against undead. We could use Dive, potentially, instead of Bubble. We could also use Whirlpool. Whirlpool actually hits really fucking hard. So what I might do is just try and I might try and use Bloodseeker in place of the Swamp Croaker. Now, if I want to find where do Swamp Croakers drop, I don't have a Swamp Croaker trained. Isle of Thunder. So that's where I'd find him. Mists of Pandaria. So it says this pet is not trainable. That means that I have to tame this pet in the wild. Which, I need to put that on my list of things to do. Okay. So essentially what this allows you to do is it allows you to create these teams to do this higher end pet battling. However, please note, you can also use these teams to just do your dailies. Which is, to me, super important. Like, here are all my Shadowland dailies, okay? So, let me show you this in action. Before I do that, though, I need to remove display capture. It affects my performance in game a lot. So I'm going to go to Shadowlands and I'm going to show you a quick pet battle with all of this. And then that'll end the video for now. If there are things on the video I haven't covered or things you have questions of, please let me know and I will put something else together. I love pet battling. I've been doing it for years. It's my favorite non-combat thing to do. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of capturing pets, out of teaching other people how to pet battle. Okay. So we're in Ouroboros. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go to the Flight Master. And then I'm going to look and see where the dailies are. Again, there's one daily per zone. And all your tunes that can do dailies have access to doing the pet battle daily. Alright. Find the Flight Master. Probably went the absolute longest possible way, because I usually do. Alright, before I hop on a flight, I'm going to look and see what the pet battle dailies are. Okay. So, Ardenwell, it's for shiny coins. Ardenwell Tricksters. So you get 19 Polished Pet Charms. That's actually pretty decent. This one is also Polished Pet Charms. And this one is 5 training stones for an undead. Ooh. There's some interesting stuff on the map today. Resilient Survivors. Polished Pet Charms. Okay.
Greetings, mortal.
This one is like right next to the Flight Master, so I'm going to go do this one because it's really close. And I will show you how that auto button works. And also show you what the Pet Battle interface looks like. And maybe explain a couple of things on the interface. And then we'll be done. Of course, it helps to have all the flight points. I think this one's on the wall. So there's a couple of currencies. The one that we're currently using are these polished pet charms, and you can turn them in to get training stones, or in some places you can use them to actually buy pets. You can use these to buy pets from the different quartermasters in Shadowlands. There's another one here. It's called Shiny Pet Charm. This is redeemable at other battle masters, namely Draenor and Legion. The pet vendors in Dalaran in Legion, you can use this to buy all kinds of stuff from pet bandages to training stones. Alright. We're going to go down to this. And like I said, the cool thing is you can amass these pet charms pretty rapidly if you have a couple of level 60s who have the world quests unlocked, the dailies unlocked. Alright, so here is a battle master. She has 3 pets, Swarm, Fang, and Ash. And it looks like at least one of them is undead. Swarm is probably a critter, but I can't remember. But what you'll do is you'll just click on her.
The land of the dead.
And,
Dark times.
oh, before you do that though, make
Just a
sure
few
your
more
pet
centuries
battle
and I will
team
earn
is
my
loaded.
place in
So you're
the
looking
castle.
for resilient survivors. So here we are. Alright. So my team is loaded. I have a script already for this team.
Look at you, so full of life and free will.
Alright, so this is the pet battle interface. Your pets are located over here on the left. The team you're fighting against is here on the right. So the first one, Ash, he is an elemental. Fang, I believe, is a beast. And then Swarm, I'm not sure what that one is. These right here are indicators as to who goes first. If you have a green arrow, that means your pet is faster, so your pet will always strike first. Here are your skills down at the bottom. And if you notice a little green arrow, what that means is you're going to do extra damage against your opponent. Here are your opponent's skills right here. You have a forfeit flag that will forfeit the match. You have a trap here that will, in some cases, work not with the pet masters. You can't use trap with them, but out in the wild, you'll use this to trap pets into your stable. And then you have a switch pet button. Okay. So you could, manually choose whichever one you wanted. But as I said, there's a little auto button here. And if you click on it, based on the script, it's going to make that skill pick for you. And as soon as it lights up, you can select it again. So this is Whirlpool. It detonated and it took a big chunk of his health. So he does extra damage against an elemental based on the skills he has. Okay, he just killed that pet. Fang is actually flying. Fang is a flying family pet. These are his skills. These are mine. Now, there's no green arrow, okay? So I'm just going to do normal damage against him. And he's probably going to kill me. So he's debuffed me with weakening defenses. I dropped a Whirlpool underneath him. He also hit me with a speed reduction. So now he will go first. He also changed the atmosphere. He let me see if I can. He created what's called scorched earth, and it puts a little bit of a dot on my pet. He's probably gonna die. Yeah. But the whirlpool is still gonna go off. So now I can manually select a pet, or I can hit the auto button and it will select it for me. Now, some people will say, oh, well, you're just letting the script play the game for you. Well, when you want to do a bunch of these pet battles to collect those shiny pet charms or polished pet charms, you don't care. Your objective is to collect the pet charms. You can go out into the wild and pet battle to your heart's content, selecting skills and learning the different skills. But when you're doing these dailies, it makes dailies go by a lot quicker. Alright, so he debuffed me, but I hit him really hard. So there are 2 pets here that are dead. I have 1 dead pet. Okay, so Swarm is a critter. I was right about that at least. And I just won. And so I completed this daily, and I got my polished pet charms. And that's that. That's how that plays out. So, if you have Pet Tracker enabled, anytime you see a green paw print on your mini map, you can go down and battle that pet and try and capture it or try and beat it. If you're leveling, I strongly suggest you use pet battles to help your character level. Because when you battle pet tamers, in your leveling process, you get experience. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and revive my pets, because I do have 1 dead one and 1 that took damage. Okay. Good as new. And that's that. Alright, so let me know if you have any questions. Or if there's any other information in here that I didn't cover that you would like for me to, and I will do my best to put that together. Take care and have a great day.